Okay, shalom family. This video is in response to someone who was, I think, a little offended by one of the videos that I did where I was talking about interracial dating, marriages, relationships, or what have you. The person says that she and her husband watch and follow our ministry, and I guess from looking at the video, she perceived that I have something against mixed people. And I just want to clarify, I have nothing against mixed people whatsoever. When I was speaking in this video, I even came from scripture to talk about how the Most High felt about the Israelites going in unto strangers. Now, we do realize that children were born out of this. I didn't write the scripture. This is something that the Most High has said in many areas of the Bible. Many passages talks about this. But you know, in that same video that I think you're referring to, I also talked about the children that are born of the strangers. If they take hold of the covenant, that the Most High will honor them, the children, if they take hold of the covenant. Okay. But that still does not exclude or excuse the sin of the fathers or the mothers. That still remains. The parents that have taken part in these unlawful unions still have to deal with Yah. Okay? That's basically what I was talking about. I have nothing against mixed people, you see. What I find kind of interesting is I do videos a lot of times where I'm talking about the mess in the so-called black community too. And where I'm dealing with this over here or that over there, how we are just so divided, how we're messed up, and how we have just let the curses take hold of us to the point where we are just out of the will of the Father. And whenever I come hard and heavy against so-called black people, I never get anyone says that I'm against black people. I must hate black people. To speak the truth about a matter or subject does not mean that you hate. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know you, so I definitely don't hate you, you see. And we have a lot of so-called Gentiles and mixed race people who follow our ministry. And many of them understand from a biblical perspective where we're coming from. None of this is personal for us, because before we understood the scripture the way we do now, before we understood how the Most High views things versus how we view things, we didn't have any problems with any of this whatsoever, you see. We have mixed people in our family, and it's on both sides, my husband's side and on my side, on both my dad's side and my mom's side, and same with my husband's family. I mean, we all, as so-called black people, have mixed people in our families. And it doesn't mean that we hate mixed people just because we speak about what the scripture says as it relates to interracial marriage and dating. You see, I've always been a person who was very, I guess what some people would call pro-black. I guess because at an early age I was introduced to racism. At an early age. I mean, I can remember as far back as age 12, where me and my sister, we were walking down the street in Detroit, and we saw a place of business on West Warren Avenue, west of Evergreen. This is before a lot of black people moved into that area. We remember seeing on the door where they said whites only on their restaurant door. They didn't want us there. And so it was like that opened up my eyes, and we started to see more and more and more and more and more that, man, it looks like white people don't like us. It looks like they can't stand us. So I started paying more attention to this than a lot of people do. A lot of our people, they just look at it and just, it's no big deal. But it just really opened up my eyes to the fact that there was something different going on. And I believe that the Most High was preparing me for what we are seeing today, preparing me for our ministry today, bringing truth to our people who have been so long stuck in Christianity to where we don't understand that there is a difference. There is a difference. Now, Gentiles being saved or grafted in or what have you, there's some work for them to do, but the law still remains the same, that we have to be careful. We have to do what our Father tells us to do. And it's not hate speech. It doesn't mean that I hate a group of people because I'm speaking the truth about what they have done, or even hating my own people because I'm speaking the truth about the crime and the division and the hatred in the so-called black community. That doesn't mean I hate black people. It doesn't mean that I hate mixed people because I'm telling the truth of what the scripture says. Really, a lot of people, they don't want to wrap their brains around the fact that the Most High has said such things in scripture. They see it and they say, okay, I don't remember my Christian pastor ever dealing with this subject. So rather than to deal with it for what it is, they want to shoot the messenger. I can get along with anyone. I can get along with anyone. White, black, mixed, it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of different people that have come into our lives, me and my husband, who absolutely loved us, and they know that we have love in our hearts for those who love the Most High. They know this. I've had so-called white people come in my presence. And I remember, I'll give you all a story, and I probably shared this once before, but I'm going to share it again. When we lived in Michigan, we had a home in Sumter Township, which is Belleville, Michigan. And we had lawn service come out to assess our lawn so that they can do some treatment to it. And the sales rep that they sent out was a white woman. And as we were out there talking, we were done talking about the lawn, I would say within 5 to 10 minutes. And I don't know how we veered off into something else. Next thing you know, we look up, a whole hour and a half had gone by. And we were talking and having such a good time, me and this white woman, that we were talking, having such a good time, that she looked at this land that was next door to our house. We had just had our house built. I would say we were there probably only 2 years. And before we had the lawn service come out to assess our lawn. And this woman looked at the lot next to us and she says, wow, I really enjoyed talking to you. She says, I feel like you're my sister. I wish I could just buy the land right there, just have my house built right next to yours. And I thought that was so funny. I thought it was really funny. At the time I was a Christian. I thought it was really funny because, not that I thought it was funny, but I thought it was really sweet. That she had such a good time talking with me that she said she felt like I was her sister and she wanted to live next door to me. And I'm saying that to all of you hateful, racist people. You're the real racist, not me. I'm saying that to all of you who think just because we speak the truth that we are somehow racist or that we are the evil ones. People that come into our presence and they get a chance to talk with us and get a chance to know us and meet us, they can, it's the spirit of Yah. That's what I have to say. It's the spirit of Yah that they feel because it projects through our conversation. It projects through our very being. I have embraced many white people and hugged them and even told them that I loved them at one time or another when they were in my life as friends, okay? A lot of them have moved on for whatever reason, and it ain't got nothing to do with me, you see, or my husband. But I guess they wake up one day and realize that, why am I dealing with these Negroes? You see, it always comes out of them, not us. We know the truth, okay? And knowing the truth makes you free. If anyone, the scripture says, Yahushua said this himself, the one who the world calls Jesus, he said this. He says, ye are indeed my disciples, if ye continue in my word. If you continue in my word. But then he goes on to say, my word has no place in you. So he's basically saying that, look, if you can pull this off, if you can continue in my word, if you can lay aside your flesh of who you think you are, or who you were born as, if you can put that person aside and continue in my word, ye are indeed my disciples. But the problem with a lot of so-called Gentiles is they look at us and one day they wake up and they say, okay, this person is black and I don't want to deal with black folk. So that's one of the hurdles that you all have to overcome, because most so-called black people are very pure in how they love. You see, very pure in how they love. But we are getting tired of the mess, okay? And you all are frustrated because you know that we're getting tired of it. And so you get upset when you see us speaking the truth about certain things. You see, no, we don't hate mixed people. We don't. And I don't want the woman to be offended by the videos. I want you to just look at what's being said. As a matter of fact, there was a guy who commented too, and he said that he is mixed. His dad is black, I believe, and his mom is white. And he says that he follows the ministry. He didn't get into many details about anything. He didn't sound upset or anything, but he just basically wanted to say that for whatever reason, and to say that he follows our ministry. And so we appreciate anyone who follows the ministry who can take away the truth and not be offended by it. The word cuts. It hurts. Okay? It hurts me too. There are things that are said in the word that cuts and hurt every last one of us. But the real growth is when you can accept the truth, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Don't be one of those who despise the truth. If you find yourself in that position where you're a mixed person, just look at the scripture that says, those that are born of strangers can take hold of the covenant. You can be as one of the children. Take hold of the covenant. Don't be offended by the truth of how you got here. Don't be offended by that at all. Okay? It's not meant to hurt you. It's meant to help you by telling you the truth. The truth is only meant to help. But if you reject it, that's when the judgment comes. That's why Yahushua said, many shall come to me in that day, saying, Master, Master, haven't we done all these things, and in thy name cast out devils? He couldn't say, depart from me, I never knew you. Because you had not a love for the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So don't have pleasure in unrighteousness. Unrighteousness is anything that goes against the will of the Father. Anyone who calls the Most High a liar, because this is his word, this is his world, this is his universe. He is the maker and creator of all things. So what he says goes. And whether we like it or not, it is what it is. The truth will always be. And with that, I will say shalom to my people and all of those who love the Most High Yah.